Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're a new person. So today I wanted to come and do my October TBR. I wasn't really planning on doing an October TBR, but I was watching a few and I was like, oh, I would really like to. So far over the last year, I guess, I've been doing mainly like seasonal TBRs. So some of these books are off of that just general autumn books that I want to read list, but I've added a few extras and I think we'll see. So I think this is the first video maybe that you're seeing me with my new glasses. I really like them. I've got a vlog that I'm at the middle of doing, so I don't know if that's going to go up before this or after this, but I think this is the first like proper sit down video where I've just got these frames on and I'm really happy. They're just my opticians, like Specsavers. They're not from any like random site or whatever. They're just my normal different prescription glasses, but I'm really liking them. So anyway, let's get on to the actual books. So the first one I've got here is the first of the series. I think it's another trilogy, and it's the Black Magician trilogy. The first book is The Magician's Guild by Trudy Canavan. I've actually got a buddy read with Deborah from Hills of Books on Instagram. We're going to be reading this at the end of October. I don't think we've clarified an actual date and like the details of the buddy read, but I think it's my first like official proper buddy read and I'm really excited to read it. So basically I recently finished The Priestess of the White, which you can probably see behind me as I'm currently filming this. I haven't done my September wrap up yet, so it's like waiting to be spoken about. And yeah, so I really loved that, and I noticed on one of her stories she basically had a different series to this by Trudy Canavan that she wanted to buddy read, and I said, oh yeah, basically chimed in and said I wouldn't mind. I chimed in. Don't know what's wrong with me, too much energy. And she asked me if I'd read the Black Magician's trilogy, because apparently this is like the series that goes before that one that I'd originally said I'd buddy read for. So I actually have all of these books and then one of the other books, which is I think The Traitor's Spy or something like that. And yeah, so this is what we're going to be reading. So it's a trilogy, and it says here, each year the magicians of Imadin gather to purge the city streets of vagrants, urchins and miscreants. Masters of the disciplines of magic, they know that no one can oppose them, that their protective shield is not as impenetrable as they believe. For as the mob are herded from the city, a young street girl, furious at the authorities' treatment of her family and friends, hurls a stone at the shield, putting all her rage behind it. To the amazement of all who bear witness, the stone passes unhindered through the barrier and renders a magician unconscious. It is an unconceivable act, and the guild's worst fear has been realised. An untrained magician is loose on the streets. She must be found, and quickly, before her uncontrolled powers unleash forces that will destroy both her and the city that is her home. Wow. So I'm hoping I love this as much or maybe more than I loved the Age of the 5 series. This will be my second series that I read from this author, but I feel like she's an author that I would love to read pretty much all of her works, because of how much I enjoyed that one, the writing style and that. So yeah, be cool as well to see what the magic system in this one is, because I think it's a very different kind of magic system, because the other series was like focused around God and religion, and it was a lot of like God empowered magic. So it'd be cool to see like the contrasts and differences and stuff, and hopefully I enjoy this. So yeah, that is set for nearer the end of October. Now at the beginning of October I'd like to read the last book in the Harry Potter series. This is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and as you guys know I've been doing reading vlogs all the time for these books. I will probably still be doing a reading vlog for this, and I hope to do this in the beginning of October, because as I've mentioned previously in a different video, I think I was supposed to be going on holiday away to Amsterdam and that's been cancelled. So my sort of ultimatum was, okay, I'm home still for that week or whatever it is, let me do a reading vlog for this. So yeah, this just wraps up the Harry Potter world. I'm sure a lot of you guys have read all of it. I know there's a lot of issues circulating cancelling the author now, but as a lot of people have said, the world is basically the fans now. We kind of own it, and I need to know what happens. I need to know what's going on. I don't know how I have missed and skipped major spoilers all this time so far, so please don't spoil me and be a dick. I basically know generally what happens, but this is my first time reading the series and sort of watching the films corresponding as I read them. So if you are interested and you'd like to see my first-hand experience, keep a lookout for that vlog when it's uploaded. So yeah. Then we've got an older one here. This is Me, Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I don't think I've heard of any other books by this author, but when this came out I feel like a lot of people loved it. And originally I was supposed to read this, I think, for a challenge in last year's Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. So it's just been sitting there because I sort of don't really have much interest in it generally, and I kind of just want it off my TBR so I can just decide whether I want to keep the book or not, because my interest is kind of diminished. But I want to still give it a go, you know. And this is a book that, as you can see, it's very glossy. I bought in a library book sale a little while ago. So it just says, "My name is Greg Gaines. I'm 17. I am the one who wrote this book. My physical appearance is unsatisfactory, and there's probably a fungus eating my brain. I'm not even sure I'm a human. Earl Jackson is the only person who is even sort of my friend. We make mediocre films together. Werner Herods is our biggest influence. Earl is generally filled with violent rage. During my senior year, my mother forced me to become friends with a girl who had cancer. This brought about the destruction of my entire life. If you seriously want to read about that, then I guess this brain-punchingly inane book is for you." I just want to know how it handles such a serious topic of illness within a young individual, and kind of like if the friendship becomes true, what she feels about him being forced by his mum to be friends with her, and if she knows if that's part of like a discovery. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Highly Illogical Behaviour, which has a sort of similar beginning of a friendship, and I enjoyed that one. So yeah, I'm hoping I like this, but we shall see. It's one that's kind of like probably be my chill book that I just pick up. It looks like I might be able to get through it quite quickly because it has a lot of like what looks like email speak, text speak throughout it, so fingers crossed I enjoy it. Then we have My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and it just says here, "When Korede's dinner is interrupted one night by a distress call from her sister Ayoola, she knows what's expected of her. Bleach, rubber gloves, nerves of steel and a strong stomach. This will be the third boyfriend Ayoola's dispatched in self-defense, and the third mess that her lethal little sibling has left Korede to clear away. She should probably go to the police for the good of the menfolk of Nigeria, but she loves her sister, and as they say, family always comes first. Until that is, Ayoola starts dating a doctor at the hospital where Korede works as a nurse. Korede's been in love with him and isn't prepared to see him wind up with a knife in his back. But to save one would mean sacrificing the other." It just sounds like it could be quite comical, and I've seen it doing the rounds here and there. Kind of a mixed feelings, so I'm seeing, but I feel like I could really enjoy this. So fingers crossed I like that one. And lastly here we have War Girls by Tochi Onibuchi, and I've been wanting to pick this up for ages. I feel like it's always been for the last couple of months at least, it's always been the book that I'm like, yeah, I'll probably read that next, but then I kind of got like stuck in reading a lot of ebooks, which is also good because it's a lot of my NetGalley stuff, but I really do want to read this. So it's set in a post-apocalyptic Nigeria that's plagued by violence and political unrest. Two sisters dream of peace, hope and a future together, and they're willing to fight an entire war to get there. It just sounds like an epic, like, not space odyssey, but like futuristic post-apocalyptic odyssey situation, and it sounds really epic basically and amazing. Set in the year 2172. So that is it for the books that I'd hoped to get to in October. Got some chunkers here, to be honest, so hopefully I managed to get through at least some of these. We've got a little bit of thriller, we've got some sci-fi, what else have we got? Some magic, more magic, and then a little bit of contemporary to break it up a little bit. Could be my little palette cleanser, I guess. So we've got a lot of different genres in here, and I'm hoping I enjoy, devour all of these or most of these, or enjoy what at least I managed to read. So let me know what you're hoping to read during this spoopy month of October. I feel like I'm just kind of probably going to engross myself in these reads now because, let's face it, Halloween is probably just cancelled. So let me just bury my feelings away in some good literature. I can't even talk at this point. Yeah, I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye.